I want to address your question about the MIP and the students' reluctance that seems out of whack in response to the felonious nature of what's happened. I've worked with people who were victimized by strangers breaking into their house and assaulting them, and the one thing they didn't want to do was tell their parents. The idea of putting their parents through this pain is more than the person can bear. And I've had more women weep in my office at the thought of telling their mother or father than at the trauma they're enduring. And one of the reasons they don't go to the hospital, they don't want the insurance forms to alert the parents. And an MIP form will alert the parents in some way. So some of this really has to do with keeping this a secret. And Don did a good job of listing, and you all did a good job of listing some of the reasons why women don't report. Again, if you go to the Department of Justice, the document, you'll find that the majority of women feel they will be ostracized in some way, and I have found that to be true. Sororities have ostracized women who report a rape against a friendly fraternity. That's not the standard, but it does happen. We know that the FBI suggests that 2 to 4% of rapes are false reports. That's less than false reporting your own death. And yet how many women think, maybe it's real, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's a 50-50 chance of a false report, when in fact 98, 97%, and believe me, and you guys will probably back me on this, false reports are detectable pretty quick. Those things just fall apart right away. I also want to mention that according to this same very large PDF document, which you can find at the K-State Women's Center webpage, about 10% of reported campus rapes are at fraternity houses, 10%. 60% are at victim residences, 10% are in bars, and then the others are in other houses. So I think, Don, you're right. We target fraternities because they're an easy target that's gathering places. And then the last point I did want to make was about advocacy. With advocacy, we never try to make a victim go to the police. We never try to make a victim go to the hospital. A crime victim has just had their control taken away from them, and the last thing they need is someone else telling them what to do. We invite them, do you want the chair? Do you want the couch? Would you like, do you want some, do you want something to drink? Want some tea, or do you want some coffee? You offer choices. And what we do is we offer our expertise. If you go to the police, this is what will happen. And I do know that people that report, we have Sane SART here, and they have good outcome. They thank me later that they went, or they got a lot of power when they went to court, or they're so thankful they went to the Sane SART nurse. But that's your decision, and we leave it to them. We never try to force people to do anything. Yep, Pam.
You said 60% of the rapes occur in the victim's home.
Yes.
So are those acquaintances? Can they be invited in, or are they?
Often. I have known so many cases, dozens, where the victim is just getting a ride home from a party or Aggieville. You look a little, the alcohol plays a large part, but there's a lot of predators out there who don't rely on it. If they didn't have alcohol, they'd find other means. Barry actually gave a phrase once that still chills me to the bone. And he has a story, I don't know if you're going to tell that story or not, but he says about the predator will use the method of least predation. Dun, dun, dun. It's like, if I have to use alcohol, I will. If I have to use a little Benadryl and alcohol, I will. If I have to hold her down really hard. How many of you have seen the Frank tape that I've shown in here so much? You saw she was really woozy, so I brought her another drink. Some people will run someone down with a car if they have to. They do what they have to do.